All right. So hi everyone. We are live now. Everyone knows I wait for some people to get on. But everyone that's here right now that's waiting, thank you. Welcome to my channel. As you all come in, and then people that have been here waiting for a little bit, type down in below in the comments and tell me some of your notary business goals. So in today's live video, we're actually going to go over tips on how you could be successful as a notary signing agent in an oversaturated market. So I know that question actually had come to me quite a few times, but today I had a situation where someone lately, I've been promoting my event for the Texas Notary in person training, and she asked was, is the business oversaturated? Because she said that she's seen some things online where there's a lot of notary signing agents, and she just didn't feel as though that there was a niche for her in the market. So, how many people in here in the comments, kind of been going through that or feel like they've been going through that? Let me know. Let me put my lip gloss on real quick, guys. My lips a little dry here. All right. Cool. So I can see your comments, everyone, just to let you know. Another thing too, if you're on Facebook, I won't be able to see your comments. So that means you won't have to head over to YouTube and actually view the comments if you're on Facebook right now. So let's see. Day said, "Hey, LaShawn, Griff the Notary here on YouTube gave you a shout out on his live interview yesterday. He had oh really? I didn't watch his video yet. I had seen today that he had did it. But just to kind of talk about him, he made the NNA spotlight over the weekend. I want to say Saturday. He made the notary spotlight. So lately, what the NNA has been doing, the National Notary Association, they actually been spotlighting just different notaries in the YouTube world, or just not even the YouTube world, but just different notaries, or people who have a positive influence in the notary world. They just been just highlighting them lately. And to be honest, the highlight does come out of nowhere. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know who recommends, you just wake up one morning, you just see your name on the spotlight. So yes, I was happy to see Griff up there, to be honest with you. I had shared it and made a little post on the Instagram, because I'm all about supporting people, and especially good people, so that's why I went along and just shared it. But that's awesome. I need to watch the video. How you doing, Miss Crystal? How you doing? So how many people here? Tell me where you're located at, what state you're in, and what city are you in, and do you feel as though that you're in an oversaturated market? Because in this vlog, we're actually going to discuss the different ways on how you can maneuver in a market that you feel as though is saturated. Now, me personally, I never believe in the saturation sometimes, but I do believe that sometimes there is. This is what I believe. There's people all of a sudden, doing doing what you're doing. That's just the case. There's going to be people doing what you're doing, all of a sudden. But one advice, and this kind of actually is a tip, is that, to be honest, not everyone is even working. To be honest, a lot of people are appearing. I think Griff kind of talks about it too. Oh man, he called them pandemic notaries, basically is what he called them, because a lot of people did get into this business during COVID, and they started, and they just started because of COVID. But to be honest, a lot of them are lazy, and they're not going to keep going. They were just looking for ways to make a quick buck anyway. They didn't even have a business established anyway. So that's the point of that. But I say all of that because sometimes you may not actually be in a saturated area. Yes, you may see a lot of notary signing agents in your area. But to be honest, everybody's doing something different. Some notary signing agents or loan signing agents, they're not even working, to be honest with you. So just because you see a lot of loan signing agents on certain websites, and you may see a lot of loan signing agents on the Facebook groups, to be honest, that really may not be the case. Because a lot of people are not working. Like, to be honest, only reason I want to tell you why I know a lot of people not working, because if this on Google, right, I know that there's at least 15 signing agents or mobile notaries, who are on Google, right? Out of 15 of those, maybe only two of them might answer the phone. And the only reason I know that is because on my phone, if I got people calling me back and leaving me voicemails, desperately wanting someone to come, then I know that it's not an oversaturation problem. It's a problem. People not even working. People get into it and they don't do the work. Or they get into it and realize that it's a lot more work than what expected, to be honest with you. So I don't really believe in that whole at oversaturation. I do believe that there might be a lot of people in doing something, but I don't believe that 100% affects your business, because there are some things that you could do to actually make yourself stand out towards, though you don't have to necessarily worry about a whole bunch of other people doing it. So I'm just going to give some tips on what you all can do, and I actually wrote some down today. I wanted to make sure I wrote down some items so that we can make sure we cover everything that we need to cover. Let's see who we have here in the comments though. How you doing, Veronica? How you doing, Anita? You was one of the first people here. So here her goal is to organize more time to accept more business. Yes, and that's actually on my list. That's the second thing on my list. Let me see, Latanya. Ooh, is it Latanya or Latoya? I believe it's Latoya. Hopefully I get it right, Miss Hudson. Mr. Will from Jacksonville, Florida. So here she said, we have a shortage from what my loan officer is saying. He said because of COVID scares some, and also there aren't a lot of women. Some people prefer women. I'm doing the refinance on my home. A lot of people do prefer women, but to be honest, I want to see the guys coming out. And lately I have been seeing guy notaries, so that's good. Here, Jacqueline. How you doing, Jacqueline? I don't believe the market is saturated. Yes, there are a lot of notaries, but they're not mobile. Most of them are not working in notary business at all, especially when customers are calling me who are 45 minutes away. Jacqueline, you hit the nail on the head right there, to be honest with you. And that honestly, that's why I don't believe in the whole saturation thing. I really don't. And I just don't, because of that right there, what Jacqueline said and what I kind of said at the beginning, is that a lot of people are not working. I promise you, people are not working like how they say they are. That's why I don't believe the hype. I don't, anybody that posts too much on Facebook, doing too much, I just be like, you can't be that busy. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe the hype, to be honest with you, because I know a lot of people are not working, or some people are only doing one or two jobs a day, etc. But I don't want to talk too much about folks. I just want to help some people. So I'm just going to give some tips on what you can do as far as if you feel like you're in an oversaturated area. So the first thing is, to be honest, it's going to be the most simplest thing, is answer your phone or answer your email. Whatever form of communication that you have on your website for people to actually reach out to you to do these loan signings, you need to make sure that you actually answer the phone and you respond back to those people, because a majority of it, that's exactly what it is. A lot of people do not answer their phone at all, or they don't have it set up to where so they can receive those calls immediately. Especially for people that have Google Voice. Some people, they don't have the calls being forwarded to their cell phone. They just have the app, but they don't have the calls being forwarded. So to be honest with you, they miss out, because when people are looking for loan signing appointments, or they need something notarized, especially with general notary work, hell, they want the first person that's going to answer that phone and or reply back to her email. That's who they're going to go with. Especially if a lot of notaries are not answering their phones, they're going to go with whoever answered their phone, and people will pay the fee if they really need the service. So a lot of it, to be honest with you, a lot of people do not answer their phones, nor do they answer the email or anything like that. So that is one tip to help you. If you feel like you're in an oversaturated market, sometimes you need to reevaluate your systems and figure out ways on how you can answer that phone, or also figure out a way where maybe on your website have it to where so people can submit information to you, email you, because I know I had it set up like that. To be honest, I had a contact form where actually people could fill out, and that will come directly to my email. Because sometimes people are in positions where they can't always call. They might be at work and, just trying to make arrangements, so they will email you back and forth. So there's one way how you can definitely avoid like this whole saturated market. I want to say like a myth. So that's one way. Let me see. I see you all comments. Let me see. I have been commissioned since 2015. This was my attention back then, and I was scared. Well, he said, woman, due to me being a woman, I'm doing, he likes to have variety. Oh, okay. The past 2 week has been quiet. Is that normal? It depends. What is it? It's like second a week a month. Yeah, it is kind of normal because sometimes, to be honest, it get busy. Like at the end of the month, but also too depends on what you're doing. I'm not sure what services you're providing. But basically, this video I'm gonna give you some tips on what you can do so at least your phone is always ringing. Somebody's always calling you, or you're always going to receive some notification. Rather if you can get it or not, is another thing, but at least you know that what you're doing is working. I've done some research on general notary work. I'm trying to set up my business correctly. I'm getting ready to take NNA LSA exam here in Indiana. We have to take. Okay, it sounds like it's similar to Maryland. Taking that test. But all right, so I'm gonna go into the next tip. So the next tip is the availability. Now I know some people are doing this part time, which is fine. Some people do it full time, which is fine. I'm not telling no one to quit their day jobs to hope that they can get notary assignments during the day. But with the time that you do have available, especially for my part time people, sometimes you're gonna have to work late. You're gonna have to be up a little later. You're gonna have to sacrifice your little free time when you get off of work. Maybe you want to get off of work and go do a signing on the way home or something along those lines. That's what you're just gonna have to do to make yourself stand out, and then also too to start building relationships with some of the signing companies, because I know there's a lot of new people that's trying to get in, and sometimes you say no because you're like, oh, I can't do that because I just got off and it's going to take me yada 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 time. But maybe sometimes you just want to sacrifice a little bit so that you can at least get into the door. Towards once when you get into the door with some of these signing companies, they'll be able to send you more assignments. They'll send you assignments that maybe you can or cannot do, that can work with your schedule a little bit. But a lot of times increase your availability, especially for the loan signings. For the general notary work, my advice is, to be honest, a lot of people do not work on the holidays, which I understand. We're trying to celebrate, live our life, etc. But I look at it like this, especially if you want to make the money and you want the business, you want to sacrifice. You want to, maybe Thanksgiving, we're not going to eat with the family, or the family need to be like, look, I'll be back. To be honest, I want to go make some money real fast and come right back. Because to be honest, especially with general notary work during the holidays, it is pretty popular. I'm not saying just cancel your family plans, but just be open to taking an assignment on the weekend, especially if you're really trying to get your name out there and you're new. And plus two, you're trying to set yourself apart from everyone else, because most people are not working. I want to tell you now, most people do not work on the holidays and Sunday. And I know in my area in particular, like, people do not work on Sunday. Sunday was the busiest day for me personally. Saturday was busy. But Saturday was kind of like that busy, like they wanted it, but at the same time, you know what? The bank is open and UPS store is open, so they'll take themselves there. But as far as like Sunday was the busiest day for me because no one wanted to work Sunday. No one works Sunday. So a lot of times, to be honest with you, your availability is everything in this business. Especially when you're first starting off, you are going to have to make some sacrifices. Now, once when you make some sacrifices, it's all right to take a few Sundays off. Like this, no, like, you know what, this Sunday, I'm not taking no assignments, because you're already receiving a lot of the calls. Because the goal is, what you really want to do is just start building that traffic to you. Have traffic just come to you in your business, so that way you don't feel like you're always having to market yourself. You can build that traffic just based off of being available on Sunday, and people are going to refer you because they know that you're the only person probably open on a Saturday or a holiday. So that's one thing I always tell people to do, is definitely with the availability. Let me see. See, sometimes these messages do not be showing. I think I got them fixed. All right, anywho, the next step is the marketing. So guys, it's a lot of folks getting started in the business, like I said, and we have to start changing up our marketing. and not really changing our marketing, but really going hard on the marketing, to be honest. So just to clarify what going hard means is that really you have to put yourself everywhere you can. And you have to be consistent with marketing. That's where a lot of people lack. Some people lack at is that they lack on the consistency. Sometimes they'll post once a month or once a week. No. If you want people to notice you, you want to be seen, you gotta be posting every day or every other day. Now, some of these Facebook, people a little janky. They don't want you posting and spamming their stuff. But you know what? I keep posting until they delete me out the group or excuse me, but I will keep posting until they delete me or they some of the groups they do like a temporary 30-day snooze. It's cool. You can snooze me. But shoot, I still keep posting. I'm just gonna post in the groups that let me post, to be honest with you. So that's another thing is being consistent with your marketing and really going heavily with your marketing. Also too, thinking of more creative ways to market yourself. Because again, the competition is getting real out here, to be honest with you guys. Like I'm seeing things I ain't never seen before in my life. I've seen some people do car wraps, but I haven't seen so many people doing car wraps like at this day and age. I have never seen that. So it's getting real competitive. So those are things that you have to do really honestly, just to put yourself out there in this business is maybe investing into more marketing materials, using your car as a billboard. I seen one woman, she actually had did the back window. I don't know what you call it, but she had did the back window, and then not only the back window, she had on the side. Mobile Notary called me. She like her vehicle was the marketing, was the advertisement basically, and she wrapped the whole vehicle like completely. So that is some things you want to do. I seen a Jeep where he used the tire cover as his marketing strategy. Another thing you could do too is you want to pass out anywhere where you can leave business cards or flyers, just leave them everywhere. I always recommend people. I actually had, hold on real fast. Let me see if I can show you what I have bought. Hold on. I want to get my thing I bought for you all. Hold on. Okay, I don't know where it went at, but I actually had purchased it's a business card holder. Maybe I could show it on Amazon. But I actually purchased a business card holder, and in that business card holder, I don't know where it's at. Hold on 1 second. I think I had just seen it though. That's the thing. Well, I really can't find it. I just put some gold mouth. I don't know where it's at this second. It might be in my car or something, most likely. It might be in my car. But basically, it's a business card holder. And you can carry, I want to say maybe up 30, like 25 cards or 30 cards in this holder. But I carry it because I don't know, all of us, most of us, I see a lot of ladies on here. But if you carry this business cards in your purse, like they get all dirty and bent up. So with the business card holder, what I have done was I made it my mission every single day to hand out 25 cards, or I have to get rid of those 25 cards every single day in this holder. One, it holds me accountable. And two, it's a way for me to put myself out there. So I would recommend people do that. Leave your business cards anywhere you go where you see you can leave business cards, or if you're engaging with someone, just like, hey, I'm a mobile notary. I provide mobile services, or just bringing up a conversation like, here, would you like to take a card? With everyone you talk to, and that goes back to like word of mouth. But at least you'll have a card also you can give them, or you can do the digital business cards. But right now in this day and age, you need everything you can get to market yourself. It was something else I wanted to say. Oh, another thing too, maybe start attending some local vendor events, especially events that's in your community where you can just pay for a table and to set up. You could set up like some type of and informative, like type of little table, just telling people about your service, exactly what you do. Um, that's something that you could do, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about doing it myself, setting up like a little vendor table, just informing people about who I am and letting them know I'm in the community. Like not even selling anything. Like I don't even want to sell nothing at this event. To be honest, that's why I'm like trying to think like, should I go? Because I'm not selling anything. I just literally want to tell people about what I do. That's it. I just want to get the word out there. And also too, I want people to know that I'm the only one doing it out here. Even though I'm pretty sure there's other people doing it, there's no one else doing it like me. So that's what I believe in doing. So to be honest, you really have to go heavy on your marketing right now, because it is getting a little, you know, it's getting a little rough out here, to be honest with you. The next tip I have is attending networking events. So a lot of notaries do not attend networking events, and a lot of them y'all not gonna all attend the same event anyway. So find a networking event, or how can I say, a networking event, or some type of local organization that hosts a lot of networking events where they're bringing business owners together, entrepreneurs together, or people that that they can utilize your services. That's the next thing you have to do. Start placing yourself in these communities, because if you want the business now, you really have to go out there and beat your feet on the pavement now. It's not a whole bunch of like we can sit online, and which that does work to a certain extent, but you actually have to go out there and put yourself out there now. Because especially now, there's a lot of people, there is a lot of signing agents kind of signing up, but not really, because there's not a lot of them doing the work. So that's my next tip. Um, Dawn said, in the average month, how much can a notary make as a signing agent? To be honest with you, Dawn, I couldn't give you a number. And I want to tell you why. One, it depends on how much work they're doing. Two, who they getting assignments from. Three, depending on the area they're located in. So that that is kind of like a hard question to answer, and that's only because there's a lot of different factors on how much some people can make. Now, you'll see some people make a lot of money doing loan signings, but you could also make money as general notary, doing general notary work. So to be honest with you, it really would just vary on how much you can make. Now, what I can tell you is that for each loan signing, you could probably see, depending on, again, the different factors, like I told you, depending on who you received the assignment from, how far you got to go, how many people sign in, what kind of signing it is, et cetera, et cetera. Most of the loan signings do tend to go for like $75 to maybe $250, just depending on where you're located at and stuff. So that is about how much you can get for each loan signing. But there's different factors that come into play, Ms. Dawn. All right. So next question. Not next question. Next tip. So the next tip I have here is maybe, not maybe, finding a niche that in your area that you can dominate in. So, for example, loan signers may not be popping in your area, and that's great. But maybe something else is. Maybe general notary work is something that's doing really well. Um, maybe not only general notary work, maybe someone they looking for somebody at the nursing home or the assisted living home. Really what it is, you want to find an area that you can actually, or area or a group of people where no one else is at, or not a lot of people at, that you can go in and you could dominate. Like, to be honest, you can go there, and matter of fact, they in their minds, they're like, man, don't nobody else do this but you. To be honest with you, that's what you really want to do, is find a niche. Even with the loan signers, you could find a niche. Like in my area, I know the guy had called and said that a lot of people were doing the reverse mortgages was a big thing here in my area. Now, if I wanted to do those, I could do them and I could dominate them, because he said that a lot of people don't do them, and he was really searching for someone to do them. Me personally and the elderly, I don't have no problem with them, but to be honest, I'm like a little sucker. And I just don't know, like, they want company, and I don't know how to just leave and walk away. And I don't know how to do that. So I can't do anything with the elderly too much because I be up in there cooking, cleaning, hanging out with them and all that. And hell, we might not even sign the documents till later or something. So that's why I'm not a fan of those reverse mortgages or the reverse mortgage loan application. Because I don't know if anybody ever did a refinance with some of the elderly. They'll leave you. They'll have you in there. They'll show you the whole closet and everything. How you doing, Cal? Let me see. I know Latanya said something that is needed here is fingerprinting. I'm looking to take a class for that. Also, Ron. And that's an example of a niche that you could probably dominate. To be honest, that is a perfect example of a niche that you can dominate. Fingerprinting. And she said Ron, but you always have to do the research too to see who's using it. Like what? Well, see what the clientele need. To be honest with you, who's that? Cal. How you doing? How you doing, Rodney? Right. All right. So I went over finding a niche. All right. So the sixth thing I have is I'll make sure, right? Okay. Building a relationship in your community. So again, guys, sometimes I just want to reiterate kind of the situation where sometimes, to be honest, you do not always have to sell what you're doing to people. You really don't. Sometimes it is okay to go to an event and just support the community, just to be there as a business owner supporting another business. You don't always have to sell yourself, because to be honest, once when you're at these places and you're like, if you're trying to build relationships, people are going to ask, what do you do? Or you're going to ask what you're going to do. I know me personally, sometimes when I'm just at places, I be talking. I just talk. I might be, I ask people, to be honest, I'll leave out of there. I leave from places and that person's really like my best friend now. Like, to be honest. And that's only because, I really sometimes take the time to get to know people. I know where they worked at. I know their whole prior history and everything. And sometimes that's what it takes in this business, because a lot of times people do work with people that they like, that they know and trust. So with that being said, to be honest, just building just relationships in your community. Like, for example, in your area, if you know that there's this group of people that they always volunteer every Sunday. They don't ask nobody for nothing. Maybe go out there and just help them volunteer. See what you can do to help. Not selling your business, not just going out there just to help, building that relationship, building that community just in your local area. And to be honest, when you do those kind of things, those things do come back to you. So that's what I recommend too. If you're in a saturated, if you feel like you're in a saturated area, is really just going out your way and putting yourself out there. Let's see, Latanya said Indiana is a closed state and only have one company doing it, and another. She said Notary, and that's another thing too. Indiana, she's not the only notary. Trust me, there's people out here that's doing things. They're not broadcasting it either. To be honest. And also Latanya, I don't know who that person is, but sometimes be mindful of your company that you keep out here, because sometimes some people, they do not want to see you win. To be honest with you, some people will tell you certain things just to, how can I say it? They'll tell you certain things so that way you don't reach higher points than them, to be honest with you. So me, I'm real mindful of some of the people, like when someone's bragging, especially if you're new and there's someone like that person's all like, I get all the work. You're like, well, dang, can you help me out? Or something. When you see they bragging too much, sometimes what it is, they don't want you to get, they don't want you to eat off of their plate. So just be mindful of some of the company you keep. Like, why? See, and that's my thing. Why? Oh, okay, she do. All right. Well, look. I get defensive a little bit, so just don't mind me. But there are people that's like that, so that's why I'm defensive, because I know how snaky people can be and how strange they can be. She states more are needed for fingerprinting. Well, it look like you got something that you can do. To be honest, no, but she wants to learn to help because she is busy. Okay. Well, as long as she helping and she giving you some business and giving you some pointers on how you can get in, she cool. Mr. Barney said, "How about volunteering free notary work for experience?" Hell, no, sir. We is not about to be volunteering now. We not about to be doing a whole bunch of free out here because people already look at notaries for free anyway. So me, I really don't believe in that philosophy of free because they already expect you to be free. To be honest with you, like they already expect for you to be free. People don't have respect for notaries anyway. So me personally, I do not think people need to be doing a whole bunch of free work like and not for the community. Definitely not for the community. Maybe if you really try and get to a signing company, you say free because a signing company not gonna let you. I mean, a title company not gonna let you work hard for free like that because that's against the law anyway. They're not gonna let you do that. But in the community, no, we is not going to use that word free. Discounted, no. You know what? Maybe we could do military discount a little bit, but not really. Because to be honest, you want to make sure you're making your profit, but you maybe a small 10% discount. But it's not even going to be. I wouldn't even advertise it. Like big. No. Mm-mm. Because people already don't want to pay for the service anyway. So no, I don't recommend that at all. How do you get experience? Mr. Barney, when it comes to doing general notary work, to be honest, the experience thing is not, people are not really worried about the experience, but for the signings, yes. How you can get the experience is really what you could do. Maybe take a few lowball offers and see exactly just take a few of those offers, not a lot of them. Take a few of them offers and just do what you're supposed to do with those closings, and also to do a little bit extra so that you can get into the door and get that experience. That's how you can get the experience. But we're not doing nothing for free. To be honest, this is not what we're doing. It's 2021. We is not doing nothing for free no more. Miss Patrice, I'm going to get back to your question at the end. To be honest, I don't get back to your question because I do want to finish these tips. I got like two more, and I'll get back to your question. So hold up, Miss Jacqueline, she had a request. She had a suggestion. She said, I suggest if you want to volunteer notary services, do it with Volunteer Lawyer Association if there's one in his area. Now, that's something that makes sense because eventually those people, what it is, they will use your services. If I'm not mistaken, just like the title company, they will use your services. But we is not offering free services to the community. To the community. That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. We are not going to sit outside a Walmart or wherever it is and offer free services. We is not, the bank do that. That's what the bank is for. We're not doing that. But this is a good idea. What Jacqueline said, this way he can get experience and gain business from attorneys as well. Now that is a good idea. So if you are going to be doing free services, just be really strategic about how you do it and who you do it with. Not everyone needs to be offered free services because, to be honest, especially if you're trying to offer just people free services outside of Walmart, to be honest, they're always going to expect you to be free. To be honest with you, people already don't want to pay anyway, so they're going to expect you to always be free. Or it was somewhere else they could sit at too, since you said attorneys. I've seen some places where people actually do for the school for free. With the field trips, like especially people who are involved in sports and stuff. Some people do it for free like that. But me personally, I don't know. Like, for example, I don't know if we got my church folks on here or not, but we is no longer going to allow the church to use people for their notary services for free. We're not doing it no more. We're going to charge $5 for the church people. Because sometimes I see situations where the church is like, oh, we just use one of the people up here and have that notary come all the way to the church to notarize something. Mm-mm. So I'm not for the free, a whole bunch of free. Okay, Miss Minnie, I want to get back to that. So at the end, along with you and Patrice website, question, because I just want to get through these last two tips, to be honest with you. But I will get back to that. Ronnie said pass the plate. No, the church is not going to use people no more. Um, we're not going to allow it. And it's not all churches, and I have nothing against churches, but we just not going to allow certain things. Because I know there's some notaries up here on here who are notaries, and they're like, well, the church, I've notarized documents for people at the church. Mm-mm. We charging the church folks from here on out. And here, Jacqueline say he can also charge $5 to $15 for schools as well. Well, Jacqueline, I can help you, and Ronnie's actually here in Texas too. Um, Ronnie, where are you located? I think it's San Antonio. I think it's San Antonio. All right, so let me get through my last two tips, guys, because I know I have Latanya on here waiting and Patrice waiting. So next thing is, let me make sure for oversaturated market. Another tip is make sure you stay focused on the clients who actually need your service. Because I know sometimes, some people try to, this one thing I learned. I'm not in the business to convince someone to use my service. I'm not in that business to be on the phone, like just convincing you to why you need my service. If someone doesn't need it, and really what we call them is like in the real estate world, they call it motivated sellers, motivated buyers, whatever the case may be. We are not going to make someone sell their home. If they want to sell it, they're going to sell it. We're not in the business to convince them. They have to feel motivated, and there's only certain ways where people feel motivated to use your service. So for the notary world, for example, if someone needs something notarized right now, like a convenience thing, if someone needs something notarized right this second, they need your service. If they don't need something notarized that second, it's during the day, during daylight hours, and they're like, oh well, it's no rush. What I always do, I always refer them to someone, I always refer them to the UPS store or the bank. Because to be honest, they don't need my service because they don't want to pay for, the travel fee, which is okay. They just don't need my service. And the quicker you realize that not everyone needs your service, to be honest, you're gonna waste less energy on trying to figure out how to get clients. Sometimes I know some people, they're like, I'm gonna go in this office every day and hopefully they'll use me. They probably don't want your service and they don't need it. And that's okay. So I tell people, focus on people who need your services. If you really want to see, focus on who needs your services, because not everybody needs your services. Dawn said, they got some of that PP loan so they can pay. They sure can. Look, as people, that PP loan is a come up. 2021 is a come up, everybody. Especially if you work the 9 to 5 and you trying to come up because unemployment was increased. So 2021 is a come up. I think everyone should be starting a business right now, but to each his own. Let's see. So the eighth thing that I have, the eighth tip that I have is actually going above and beyond for your clients. And this kind of ties back into when Ronnie was asking about doing the free services. So especially if you're brand new, because I know for me, I will always feel as though like when I had started, there was a lot of older people, and I'm young. I was, well, now I probably look like I'm 30, but before I looked like I was like 21, and people really didn't take me seriously. So in order for me to really stand out and also to be able to actually people to use me, I would have to do extra things. So for example, when I used to get signings, I used to always do scan backs. Even if they didn't ask me for them, I will always scan them back. I will always go out my way to scan the documents back. And this was before when it was too competitive, where I didn't need the whole mobile setup like what people have going on now. But I will always go out my way to do certain things. It was even one time when I actually traveled to drop a loan package off in Austin, because the lady, and when I've talked to her, she's like, I really need the package. She's like, do you think you can get it here? And I said, well, I drive. And She didn't pay me for that at that time. But what happened was I became the preferred notary signing agent, and my fees were pretty good, with that company. Instead of doing $100 jobs, they were giving me the $150 jobs with the signing companies, and that is just because I went above and beyond. And I do that a lot. I give more. So sometimes it's just you giving more. So for example, too, for especially for general notary work, let's say a client calls you and they're like, oh yeah, I have the document, but give me a second because I have to get it printed. What I would do was, hey, email it to me. I'll print it. I have a home office here. I'll print it for you. Wouldn't even charge them for it. And the only reason I didn't charge them for it is because I knew that they was gonna call me back, or they will refer me to somebody else that would need my services, because they know that I went above and beyond and make me stand out from everyone. So that is some things you could do, is making yourself stand out from everyone else, is basically by doing this little extra stuff. Making sure that them documents get on time. Um, that's pretty much it. There's a whole bunch of ways to make yourself. There's a whole bunch of ways to go above and beyond, but really going above and beyond is just doing something basically that you wasn't asked to do, but that will help facilitate the transaction. Another thing I do, for example too, for anyone that been in this business long enough, that when you start, how about this? When you have your Google business page, right? People sometimes, clients will already have their loan documents. So what I started doing was, with those clients that had their loan documents, um, instead of me just like, just sitting there, because technically I really don't have to do anything with them, but I will still go through those documents, like I printed the documents off. And another thing I would do was I would actually bring a FedEx label, and I would bring the FedEx pouch, and then I'll bring the FedEx envelope, and I'll give it to them. And I say, well, here's the FedEx. And then also too, I would tell them the times that FedEx pick up and drop off. And if they wanted me to, I would like, do you want me to drop it off? Because I'm actually about to go over there anyway. I'm about to head that direction. I can drop these documents off for you. And a lot of times they'll let me do them. And I drop those loan documents off to them. To the FedEx, or at least if they don't let me drop them off, which is cool, I at least provided them with the envelope to ship off the FedEx, and also the little pouch where they can put that shipping label in. So that's something that you could do. That's what I mean by going above and beyond. Just doing something extra that's going to help facilitate, or just also make it easier on the other person. That's something you can do. And those little things do pay off in the long run. At first, it might seem like something, oh, I'm not about to do all this, I'm not getting paid right away to do it. But to be honest, the reward will come. Sometimes you just got to do little small things to make yourself stand out. And that was actually the last tip. So let's see. I know I said I was going to go back into some comments. I'm not sure if Patrice still here. So Patrice said, what about, so this is like the little how we do this? Q&A session. This is a little Q&A session right now. So Patrice, she asks, what about listing fees on websites? Now, to be honest, I don't believe in listing fees on the website for the notary services. Only fees I would list on there is, I always will list the basic notarial fees that's regulated by the state. And then also too, if you're in a state, let's say you're in a state where you can charge the travel fee, I'll list that. But I'm not about to be listing all the fees, because to be honest, when the thing is about listing fees is that sometimes the client will get confused on exactly, how much that service is going to be. So if you have $40 general notary work, this many miles, they don't even know. They're not going to understand that. And two, somebody might call that's going to be far thinking that they only paying $40. So I just like to be really clear with the fees. So that's something I always discuss over the phone. But what I did put on the website is just letting them know that the travel fee will vary, just depending on where you're located at. To be honest, I never gave them an exact number until they called. And then too, the time of day when some of these people call, all right. And there was something else someone had, I think Miss Wiley. How do I get jobs? I got a text, but someone always beats me out. So Oh, I'm glad you're still here. And hold on real quick, Ms. Wiley. So Dawn had answered your question too. So each state has different prices, so you may have to do state requirement. So yes, and I know here, as far as like advertising, they do have rules on it. Like you do have to put on there that you're charging a travel fee, and the travel fee will vary. But to be honest, I always put the notarial act fees on the website. Always put that on there. But as far as do I put, how much I'm charging to go here and there, no, I'm not about to do that because no one's gonna get on my website and then call me and they live extremely far talking about your site said $40. No, I'm not doing that. So I just always put the basic standard fees as regulated by the states, and that's it. Back to Miss Minnie. So Miss Minnie, you said, how do I get jobs? I get text, but someone always beat me out. So I'm assuming you're talking about SnapDocs or something, or loan signing specifically. Um, that is kind of a broad question, but um hold on, I'm just trying to think, the best way to answer this. Because there's so many different ways that I can answer the question. So first thing is, you know, are you only on SnapDocs? So the first thing is a lot of people, why they're not getting jobs, to be honest with you, they're not. Oh, you know what? That goes back to what Patrice said too about the listings. No, no, no. So another thing is too, a lot of people, they're relying on only one thing to feed them. So SnapDocs is not the end all be all for notary signing agents or loan signing agent. So maybe you want to, start signing up for some companies. To be honest with you, start signing up for some different companies because SnapDocs is not the end all be all. I want to tell you now, you're gonna be feeling like how I was feeling. If you rely on SnapDocs to get your business started, you is not going to make it, because that's how I felt the same way, just waiting on them text messages. And when you first start off with SnapDocs, they only be sending you like one every 2 weeks, and you be like, oh yes, you gonna hit yes because you be like, yeah, I got this one. You don't, like me, I didn't even care where it was at or nothing. I was just hitting yes. To be honest with you. So the first thing is, do not just rely on SnapDocs to get jobs. So yes, don't rely just on SnapDocs to get jobs, to be honest. And I just assumed that that's what you was on. So the biggest thing is for you is signing up for companies. Now there's a lot of lists out here. I just found one today where the people had the number. I'll have to figure it out how I can share it with you all. Let me see. Because I actually found it in the Facebook group. It's not mine. So I don't want nobody thinking I'm just taking stuff and I don't mind finding information and then sharing it with everyone else. But I'm actually going to share my internet moving slow. Hold on real fast. I'm actually going to share the list of signing companies too for you. And then too, oh, hold up. Before I go into Miss Minnie, thank you, Ladiva. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Thank you. I think you had emailed me. I don't think I replied. I slept yesterday, guys. Mother's Day was a chill day for me. I didn't do nothing. And I was happy just doing that nothing. Let me see. I'm actually trying to pull up this Sonic Company list for you. Okay. And then let's Dawn. Hold on real fast. So Don says, so it is per page. If a customer has more than one page to sign, or is it per signature that they sign? In Maryland, it's $4. Okay, so how the notarial fees is broken down, it is majority of the states are by notarial acts. So someone can have one piece of paper, but if I have to stamp that paper 3 times, I know here in Texas we can charge 3 times. We can charge 6 times 3 because there are 3 notarial acts on that paper. That's what it goes by. And then like what Miss LaTanya said was, here in Indiana, you charge the travel fee based on the IRS cents mile. Correct. Can you hear me chewing my gum? Oh, it's 10:17. right, let me see. I'm just getting the signing company list. Yes, but see now, only reason sometimes people say paper because sometimes guys, you just got to place yourself like the customer don't know and the customer don't understand your business. So sometimes um, what I do is, especially if I'm trying to figure out how many notarial acts I'm going to be notarizing or how many notarial acts is actually there. Because sometimes they'll say 6 pages, but then it'd be like, okay, well, am I notarizing? I ask questions like, I'm not notarizing all 6 papers. So what I always ask is, how many, can you look through those papers and how many places on that paper where you see I need to place my stamp at? And then they get quiet, flipping through the papers. They're like, oh, it's only one. And that's how I determine the fees. So that's how I always figure it out, to be honest. So that is the signing company list. All right. So no, I think I answered everyone's questions. Did I? Let me see. I know Minnie had one. Oh, I missed one. So there is there such thing as offering too many services? So this is my thing about offering too many services. So my thing is, I always tell people, now, how about this? It's a problem offering too many services when you haven't even mastered none of the services. That's where I got a problem when people doing too many services. So for example, if you're starting off, you're like, oh, I'm about to do my fingerprinting, I'm about to do apostille, loan signings, general notary work, field inspections. I'm like, they trying to start all of these services at one time. No. Mm-mm. I always tell people at least master one service first, and after you master that one service, then you can add on the other services to your business, and then to make sure the services tie in with one another. For example, I shouldn't see, um, and I've seen this, so that's why I'm saying this. Don't post a flyer about notary services and then selling lashes too on top of, like, come on now, like, you got to pick one. Pick one message, because really you're confusing people. And then two, like, to be honest, I do not do business with people like that. Like, I don't do business with people who are like all over the place. To be honest, I just don't. Because to me, I feel like they don't take their business seriously. So I'm very mindful of certain things like that. Um, so hopefully that answered your question. I'm just gonna make sure, because sometimes YouTube be like blocking out your comments for some reason. So I have it pulled up on here to make sure no one's comments are getting blocked out. And I want to answer your question, Mister. Who's this? Willpower. Yeah. So it's nothing wrong with having multiple services. It's just a problem. Make sure them services, align with each other. And don't be out here trying to start services trying to make a quick buck either, type of thing. Because people can tell them money hungry folks. So for example, you done 6 loan signings, then all of a sudden you got a whole training, you have mentorship on your website. No, you need to slow it down. You need to focus on getting more loan signings, you know. But you know what? To each his own. I don't let everybody be happy out here. How you doing, Yakisha? You know what? I think I be saying your name wrong. I think I do. I'm not here to talk about folks. I'm really not. I'm really not going to talk about nobody. I'm not. I'm actually trying to just make sure these comments are not getting filtered, because I'm actually kind of curious. Because sometimes what happens when I get off the live, I see some people comments that I didn't see during the live, because YouTube be filtering a lot of people's stuff, and I don't know why I do that. So if you ever comment on a live and you feel like I ignored you or I didn't address you, 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna tell you I didn't see your comment, and that's just to be honest with you. I didn't see your comment at all. Because I try not to ignore people, to be honest with you. Let me see. Okay. And that's somebody else's. That's some old stuff. All right, so I want to go back on this printer that La- Latanya had. One last one, printer. This has been the hardest decision. Yeah, what is the best printer to get? It's hard to find them now since the pandemic. So the thing is about the pandemic on why it's so hard, because you gotta think everybody working from the house now. So that's really what it is. It's not like notaries are buying all the printers. Hell, the world is buying printers. Everyone is working from home now. It just about everyone is working from the house. So just a few tips about some printers. What I have noticed, to be honest, I have found my printer in the marketplace. Someone was selling it for $40, brand new. He didn't. I don't think he really. And the only reason he was selling it because he was working from home. He bought it because he was working from home. He's going back to work, so now he wants to get rid of the printer. He just had a whole. That was a $400 printer that he just basically sold for $40 because he just wanted to get rid of it. But to be honest, the best printer to get is, for me, what I use. I only use HP printers. And the only reason I use HP printers because, one, they're easy to use, they're easy to set up. HP is very user friendly. For anybody can set up a HP printer. You can scan from it. It's not complicated. You can actually download the app on your phone. You can get things done. So I use HP printers, to be honest with you. But for everyone that on here that is looking for a printer, oh shit, it is hard to find ones. But kind of what I like, I have seen some, like, just shop around in the stores. Office Max, Staples, um, Sam's Club, Amazon, Best Buy, um, sometimes the Facebook Marketplace, but I always just research the printer before I buy it. But I'm gonna be honest with you all, I'm an HP fan, so ain't no brother up in here for me. And really, when I had looked at the brother printers, like, the one thing I did notice, I just didn't like the fact that the toners didn't come out. Like, with the toners, you can't print off a lot of pages with those, and with HP that you can, like, they have it to where so you can purchase um the higher volume ones. Well, they call them high yield toners. So me personally, I'm all for HP printers. Like, I'm 100% HP. I ended up buying another printer, and it was an HP printer. I bought a color printer. But let me see. They might have some printers available. To be honest, it's like you really have to be on it. Like, you have to go to the store. I had a student, she had went to the store every day, hoping looking for printers. So they are here. It just, they are selling out a little pretty quickly, to be honest with you all. Let's see. Or I seen some people leasing their printers too. And I think that's a good idea, but I really won't recommend that for brand new people, especially if you're not busy. Because the thing is, you're gonna be putting out a lot of money at the beginning, and I don't want nobody to get discouraged when they're putting out all this money. Let me see. Damn, how can I find a printer? Let me see. I'm just gonna type it in. Shoot, I was up here trying to look through the categories. And a lot of places are kind of sold out though, but you really kind of just have to shop around. Um, I have a personal HP and an instant ink program. I would like to have a dual, not a single tray. And to be honest, it just really take a whole lot of consistency. I mean, sometimes too with the printers, you might have to travel a little bit to get your printer. So even if you can purchase it online and do an in-store pickup, about maybe a few miles away, that's what you have to do. But to be honest, it's just a shortage of everything as far as when it comes to the technology, because like I had the issue of my toner. My Office Max is about 10-15 minutes away from me. Yes, I'm feeling some type of way when I have to drive 45 minutes to get some toner. And not even that, I had to drive to Staples. I couldn't use my rewards because I shop at Office Max and Home and Office Depot, and I have rewards. I was going to use my rewards to go purchase more toner. Nope, couldn't do it because I had to go to Staples. And I don't really shop at Staples a lot. So, I was a little upset with that, but there's a shortage on everything. So now, I had got the printer, I had the printer, but now it was a shortage on the toner. So there's always going to be a shortage. So sometimes you will have to travel a little far just to get the printer. Let's see. They might have some available now. But everyone's working from the house. And this is another tip too, for anyone on here. I always recommend get a monochrome printer, and that's black and white printer, because to be honest, the color printers are always going to print slower for you. So if you can, you don't need to get color. Just get a printer that's dual tray, that's black and white. Let's see. I have two HP dual tray and one with the scanner, both laser. Awesome. Let me see. Oh, they deliver what? The ink. I gotta look into that. Is it ink or toner? Because I haven't seen nobody. Well, I probably got to look on the website for the toner. Because ink and toner is two different things. All right, let me see. I'm just going to see if they have any printers in stock on the website. Well, they say the printers are available. I'm going to share the screen so y'all can see what I'm seeing. I've been here for an hour. It's time for me to go. It's late. It's 10:30. All right, there we go. So this is a printer that everyone can use. Actually, this is the one I have. Now, the prices went up on the printers too, guys, because I paid I paid this price, and I bought toner too. So the prices did go up on the equipment, which is cool. Cost of living everything going up, so this comes with it. Oh, okay. Well, Miss Latanya, I will check that out. But to be honest, if it's ink, that means you probably have the wrong type of printer. Because you have to use a laser jet printer, and the laser jet printer takes toner. But because you can't use the inkjet. But this printer's in stock. I mean, they say it's in stock. It's not in stock locally right now, but um they have it online. So there is places that's in stock. And this is kind of what I was talking about with the high yield toner. Yeah, I can't even go into it. But you could print off more pages. I thought you could print off like 10,000 pages with this toner right here. But I'm gonna look into that program because I'm an HP. I have everything HP over here, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. I just been using the Staple Rewards program. Another thing too, guys, when you turn in your toner, so I always recommend people what you do is always make a rewards account with like Office Max and Staples, because I know Office Max specifically that you can actually turn in the toners and you get points for your rewards. And in case you don't know what the rewards are, it's basically money that you can use in the store. So, like for example, I have like $100 something in rewards. That means that I can go to Office Max or Office Depot, and I don't have to necessarily pay money for anything. I can just use my rewards to get what I need. And you can earn rewards just by shopping in there. Just sometimes they have like certain items that you'll buy that will you'll earn more rewards. And also too, you get rewards when you turn in the toners, like the used toners that from your printer. So don't never just throw away the toner. Just what I do is I always put it back in the box. So whenever so this is what I do. I buy toner. I buy the new toner first, and then the old toner I put into the old box, and then I turn it in. Yes, this is a dual tray printer. It actually opens up right here. That door right here, like right here on the side, it actually this opens up. and you could set the trades to legal and letter. It's a really good printer. To be honest, this printer has not failed me yet. Now, I did a little something that might broke my printer myself because I wasn't being careful, but it still worked. This is a really good printer, to be honest with you. I haven't had no problems with this printer. Even with this is why I like HP, because even if like something needs to be updated, the drive or anything, you can actually run like diagnostics and it will fix certain things to where so you're not over here busting your head on trying to fix something. So I love HP, personally. But guys, it's late. It's 10:30. I've been here for about an hour, helping you all out. But I look forward to seeing y'all again. Just to talk about some of the events that we have coming up here. Friday, signed and sealed. We're doing like a Mother's Day panel. We're actually going to have Sue Hope, After Hours VA, Takesha. I believe that's how I say her name. Who else? Celithia Middleton from Dotted Line Signings. Um, who else? Be Notarized, Brittany. And there's one more person I feel like I'm forgetting. Hold on, let me see. I actually got a list here. Oh, it's 11:33 here. Oh, it's late. It's 10:34 here. Hold on, let me see. I just want to make sure I get everybody's name because I just feel like I'm just missing somebody. Brittany. Oh, Katrina Caldwell from Admin Mobile LLC. We're actually gonna be doing like a Mother's Day panel where we're gonna be just giving you tips and just lessons on how we all balance being moms and also being entrepreneurs. And that's for signed and sealed on Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in a second, let me just push this out. So I look forward to you all being there, and make sure you sign up so you can get the link for when we do that presentation. Guys are welcome. I don't want the guys to feel like they're not welcome. The guys are welcome to be there, but we're really just going to be talking about how we all manage. Oh shoot, I need to fix that link. How we all manage, being entrepreneurs, juggling everything in our businesses. Hey, Miss Boykin. I need to fix that link. Oh, fast. I need to actually go on Samantha's page and get the link because I thought it was in my bio, but it's not. There we go. So this is the link for the signed and sealed event, and I look forward to seeing y'all there. All right, so that's the link for signed and sealed. The next thing we have coming up is Saturday, this weekend. The Texas Mobile Notary Training Workshop. In that particular workshop, I'm teaching people how to start their mobile notary business. I teach people exactly how to be an all-around notary, and also some really great hands-on training. I taught the training last month. It was a great little turnout. And then this Saturday, I'm teaching it. I do still have some spaces left. Saturday, I have a lot of space left. I have 4 spaces left. The difference between Saturday and Sunday. Now, Sunday I only have 1 slot open left available for a student to get in. But Saturday we have 4 spaces left. The only thing is about Saturday is that we actually are going to have a photographer come out. So, and you know what? This goes back into people not receiving business. You know what? That should have been a tip, matter of fact. You welcome, Miss Honey James. That matter of fact, that is going to be a tip. So another reason why some people not getting no work, because they feel like it's oversaturation, is I'm gonna be completely honest with you all. A lot of y'all notary profiles is a hot mess. And when I mean by a hot mess, they're not right. You have using some selfie picture or something along those lines, or you don't have a picture at all, or you don't have your bio filled out. You don't have no description telling people who you are, what you do, how you service them. A lot of people profiles are not filled out. So, for example, on SnapDocs, it's very important for you to be SnapDocs verified. Also, too, it's important for you all to actually have your profiles filled out. And a lot of people do not have their things filled out. So what I had did with the training workshop, I was like, well, I know a lot of people But the problem is, when people setting up their business, especially when it comes to the picture, they're like, I don't know a photographer, or they don't have one just yet. So what I did was, I paid for a photographer to come out to the training workshop to take everyone's professional photos. So once when they leave the training program, everyone's going to be given actionable steps to where so they can start setting up their business. But at least now, you'll have your photo. Only thing you will have to get is probably your logo and some other things that you need to do. But at least you'll have that photo to set yourself apart. And to be honest, when I had changed my photo, because at first I had just like it was professional, but it wasn't like what it was now, what it is now, with the photos. But what, honestly, when I changed my photos, people started contacting me all the time. To be honest with you, I don't know. People just was like, oh, I started receiving more signings, more general notary work. I was actually use those photos on my flyers because, to be honest, I love the logo. I love my logo, but I feel like sometimes, our face is what people want to see. So me, I'm all about putting my face on flyers. Anybody that sees our work, see that I put myself on every flyer. Um, and really I do that because I really want people to recognize me, when they see notary institution, when they think of who can teach me about this business, they gonna know my face. They may not know my name, but they're gonna know my face 100%. And that's why I'm all for having a professional photo. And to be honest, that is really what makes you stand apart. And I don't see why not. I look at it like this. If you're working in the industry, if you look at real estate agents, every single one of them get a professional headshot. Whenever they go to a new brokerage or whatever the case may be, they all are required to do professional headshots. Every single one of them do. So it only makes sense if you're going to be working in that space and you want to be part of that community to go get a headshot. That's just I feel like that should be the standard. But a lot of people just don't know. Yes, I'm using my job professional profile picture. I need an updated professional pic done since my hair color changed. That's important. Yeah, now, if you do look real different or totally different, I do suggest that you get a new photo. Me personally, I just sometimes I'll change my photos because I get tired of looking at the same ones, to be honest with you. That's why I'll be changing them a lot because I get tired. So I'm like, I need a new look. But anywho, again, so that training is on Saturday. And then another training that we have going to be in a different state, guys. This is my first time actually announcing it, though. Let me make sure the link is working. So I'm going to be traveling to Florida to help people with starting their notary signing agent business. It's going to be about the same training that's in Texas, but the training is not going to be going over the state laws, basically. But I am aware of Florida laws because I read on a lot of things. But we are doing a training in Florida in the West Palm Beach area. Thank you to my crew out here that has got me started here in the Texas training. We was able to actually secure a location in Florida. So the area is going to be in, let me just share the screen with you all because I do want to make sure I'm not from Florida. So just bear with me on some of the things. So there we go. So this is for the Florida training. It will be located in the West Palm Beach area, Hampton Inn. We're going to do a little conference room. We only have 15 people in this room now. Not too many folks in there. Everyone's going to be required to wear a mask. We will be following, the COVID policy that they have there. But it will be at the Hampton Inn, West Palm Beach. We also too, for anyone, because I know some people want to make it a vacation, we will have rooms available at a discounted price. A discounted rate, I should say. You'll get a link to where so you can actually reserve a room, depending on if you're flying in or you're visiting, not sure. And I think that's it. I think that was all the details I have. So I have it set for the early bird special right now. So I do have it. You can pay full price now for $397, or you can do 2 payments of $199. And that has to be done before July 1st. With the $199, I believe. Yes. I believe I did put it before. Did I put it for July? Yeah, before July 1st. is when that second payment is due, but it will automatically take it out the next month for you. Anyway, so there's two different ways that you could pay, because I know some people um prefer a certain way, but this is for the Florida training. I look forward to seeing some of you all there. I know some people been asking about it. I will have some flyers and stuff coming out soon, but I just figured I'll put it out now a little bit early for people that do want to hop on, because it is only limited to 15 people. So make sure you tell your friends, family. If you want to fly in, fly in. I'll let you know what airport you can fly in. I think I will have to figure that out, because someone did tell me, but I will let you all know what airport that you need to fly in and everything. But I believe I'm gonna go ahead and go, everyone. But I look forward to seeing you all at the training workshops that we have coming up in person. I look forward to helping you all grow your notary business. And make sure while you're here, check out some of my old previous videos where I provide a lot of guidance on tips on how to get started. Tips. I know a female on here was having a problem with SnapDocs. I have a video about that. So whatever you kind of need with setting up your business, I have a lot of videos on there on my channel that will actually help you. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off, guys, because we almost here for 2 hours. And I'll see you all Friday. Some of you all I'll see Saturday, and Sunday, and then hopefully I can see some people in Florida for the Florida notary training. But everyone, you have a good night. Toodles.